Hey, what's going on, Scotty?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thanks for making time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Let's jump right in, man. I'm going to play a clip of the new single, You Time.
And I need a little you time, red wine, sipping in the moonlight, your touch, your skin, your lips, kissing on me all night.
It's catchy, dude. It's really, really catchy, and it's got that kind of like summer feel to it. I'm really digging it. Walk me through this song and where it came from you.
Yeah, well, thank you, number one. Number two, we wrote this back in 2019 when the world was a little more normal and we were on the road a lot and playing concerts. Whatever those are anymore, I've kind of forgot. But yeah, we were busy. And my wife, she was a pediatric nurse at the time, and she was busy at work too. So we were just passing each other, and I'd come home and she'd be leaving and not getting to spend any time together. So that's where the song came from. Fast forward to now, we're getting to see each other all the time, but kind of still holds true.
So, things are starting to get back to some form of normalcy, and I know you do have a couple of dates that hopefully you get to play very, very soon. Are you guys going to kind of go back into that schedule of her doing her thing and you doing your thing, or is she going to come out with you a little bit? Have you guys really talked about what the plan is?
Yeah, so I think she's going to be out there with us a lot once things open back up. She was going to be out there for the entire tour last year. We were going out with Chris Young, and we had such a cool year playing in 2020. The Chris Young tour, we were going overseas to like Switzerland and Germany to play shows, and Ireland, and obviously none of that worked out. But I think once we get back out there, she'll be joining me out there.
So it's kind of interesting. There are a few things from the past year and change that I think are going to change for the good. And I think one of those things is that previously, if you were a country artist, 99.9% of you lived in Nashville. I mean, that's what you did, and that's how you had to do business. And I think, I've Justin Moore, obviously, Zach Brown Band. I know a couple other people who have moved back to their home states. And I know you guys are in North Carolina now. Is that something you're thinking more long-term? Like, hey, we can do this from North Carolina now.
Yeah. And I think I found out, cause I've always kind of been back and forth between Carolina and Nashville with my main residence being Carolina, but I've been able to do more through this 2020 than I ever have before. Cause even writing songs back in the day, it was like, all right, I'm going to Nashville for a week. I'm going to write every day, maybe twice a day for 5-6 days, and then I'll fly back home to Carolina. But now it's like, hey, on any given Tuesday, I can get on Zoom and write a song with my buddies, and I've been doing a lot of that. So it's been cool to see, and I've recorded some of my vocals in my guest bedroom studio that we've kind of created. So I've found that we can do a lot more than we were already doing, just kind of at home, which is great.
I think it is cool. I think it's going to be a whole new dynamic because you're actually at home with your family and where you feel comfortable. And so to create around that environment, it's going to be really cool. I want to talk about this demo that you put up on your Instagram story today. I'm going to play a clip. It's called Stuck Behind a Tractor.
Don't need my life to move any faster than a Chevy on a 2-lane road, stuck behind a tractor.
So that's obviously not you singing, but it is a song that you co-wrote along with, I think, Red Akins, and there might have been someone else on that. Talk to me about this song.
Yeah, it was Red Akins, Chase McGill, and me, and that was one of those 2020, might have been just a few weeks ago, it was 2021, but a Zoom write, everybody's at their own house and writing, and I think it was Red that had the idea. And for me, growing up here, Eastern North Carolina is kind of where I go off to a lot, and to get to the beaches where we're at now, you got to go through a lot of back roads to get here. So, and we did. I even sent a video to my buddies because I was playing that song for them the other day, and we got stuck for about a mile or two behind a tractor on a 2-lane road, and we couldn't pass them. So, I think we've all been there before, and just a pretty fun song.
Is that something you're thinking about putting on your album? Can you give me kind of a sneak peek of what you're working on?
Yeah, we've cut a lot of the record. Some of these songs are still up in the air. That one's not on it yet, but sometimes I like to put stuff out there on Instagram or
to get the feels. Yeah,
exactly. See what people are thinking. So far it's been a good response. So you never know.
I love it. I'm gonna play some clips of some songs, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when we're done with them. All right, we'll have some fun with this. Here comes the first one.
Well, I've been thinking about this all day long. Never felt a feeling quite this strong. And I can't believe how much it turns me on. just to be your man.
First thing that pops in your head when you hear that.
First, two things. First thing was, man, what a kid that was. Just a child. But number two, just holy crap, Jennifer Lopez was standing right in front of me.
So true. All right, here we go. Here's the next one.
So I'm coming over, I hope it's all right. Listen for me, pull into your drive.
Which was your, first top 10 single, right? See You Tonight?
Yeah, first top 10. And man, that song, if you go back and look, it got played more than a lot of number ones that year. It was just weird how it split out. But that was a huge song for me and confidence builder. That was my first song I ever wrote that I put out there and was like, all right, we'll see if people like it. And the fact that it did so well for me, that's confidence. And we shot the video. I was in college at the time. We shot the video in the Brickyard at NC State. So
that's awesome. Absolutely cool. All right, here we go. Last one.
I wish I had me a pause button. Moments like those, Lord knows I'd hit it and give myself 5 more minutes.
First thing that pops in your head.
It's always my granddaddy Bill, who we wrote that song for. He was the man, and just love him. And then just that song was just life changing for me. We'd gone through a lot of struggles and weirdness in the last year or two before we got that song out there. So we kind of took a chance with it, and it became my first number one and changed my life. So yeah.
I don't know if everybody knows this story. I think, people in radio do and whatnot, but it's an incredible story of that song for you. Obviously the personal ties to it, but you're the first artist that ever released a charting song that you didn't have a record label behind you at the time. And not only was it a charting song, but it went to freaking number one. Talk to me about like that, because that's never happened before, man. And it hasn't happened since. That's incredible.
Yeah, this was it's a song I believed in since the day we wrote it. I mean, I tweeted that day. I was like, I think I just wrote my favorite song I've ever written, like that day, February 5th, 2015. And we had that song on another label and had it recorded, and they didn't hear it, and they'd let us go kind of without that song going out there. So I was like, man, if I got to kind of bet my career on one song, it's going to be this one. And it was just little by little, friends at country radio just said, man, that's a great song. And they heard it and they believed in it too. And everybody says organically, but this song legitimately, like just organically and so randomly started going at radio. And I got a lot to owe to that song and a lot to owe to radio and all y'all for playing it. Well,
we played the Idol audition, obviously, a few minutes ago, and you said, what a kid. And it's funny because as I was recording it, I got it off of YouTube. So I'm watching the clip of your audition. And then as I'm taking my notes for the interview, I'm thinking, man, and then he has 3 back-to-back number ones in a row off of this last album. Like, man, that's unbelievable, dude. Walk me through what you think has changed from that Scotty, the Baby Lock Them Doors Scotty, and now, and what you're currently working on.
Yeah, well, the most obvious thing is I grew up, I figured out what the heck I was doing a little bit. Still got a lot to learn, but back then I was such a novice. I had no clue how to make an album or anything. But I think more than anything, what's different for me now is that I'm just more comfortable in my own skin. And kind of the songs I write are songs that I believe in, songs that I've lived, songs that I love and believe. Back in the day, it was more of all right, what's radio playing? Let's chase that sound. Let's do this. It's working over here. I got to go there too. But now it's just like, man, I'm writing from the heart. And so a song like 5 More was for my granddaddy. This Is It was for my wife. In between was just kind of me looking inward and be like, man, where am I at right now? This is who I am. So I think that's the difference. Back in the day, I never did that. It was always, all right, I gotta go with what's working out for everybody else,
I've read that you're an extremely competitive person, and obviously you played baseball for a very long time. So that competitive spirit is within you. And so I hear a lot of times in the beginning, the artists are like on media base every day, and they're like looking like, oh man, it only went up one spot, and watching everything. Do you still do that with your songs, or is it kind of more laid back now, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen?
It is probably split down the middle. Like, definitely, you're right. Early on in my career, I was watching it like a hawk, man. I mean, I knew what was happening, where we were losing spins.
Yep.
Nowadays, I might like just check the daily chart, a couple times a week or just something like, all right, how are we doing? That kind of thing. But back in the day, it was every single day, almost to the hour, like, all right, how we doing?
I tell people it's like kind of like, the stock market or whatever. Like you've got the guy who's crazy about stocks and he's looking at his phone all the time and he's like freaking out over every little movement. And it's a lot of the same way with your songs, right? I mean, it's a piece of you.
It's the truth. It's like, man, we're crushing it in San Diego, but what's going on up there in Green Bay? It really is. It can drive you nuts.
Let's do some fill in the blank questions. Number one, other than fans, the number one thing I look forward to when touring is blank.
Probably just to hang with the band, getting with the guys, getting guitars out, playing songs, drinking cold beer, the hang with the band I really love.
Number two, if Gabi were here right now, she'd say the most annoying thing I do around the house is blank.
Snoring would be up there, and most annoying thing I do around the house. There's plenty of other stuff. Just leaving my shoes around probably without putting them in our baskets, that kind of thing. I'll leave a trail wherever I go.
Number three, if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, it would be blank.
Ooh. I would probably say meal-wise chicken. You can make chicken a lot of different ways. Put a little pesto, put some spice. Sure. But snack-wise, Cheez-Its. I got to have my Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. I thought you'd say Carolina barbecue too, because people don't know it's a different kind of barbecue there in Carolina.
The vinegar, man, you gotta douse the barbecue in vinegar. I love it.
And there's no better spot than the one that you find while stuck behind a tractor on the side of the road somewhere in the middle of nowhere. It's the best barbecue you've ever had, right?
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Absolutely. Getting me hungry over here, man.
So what's going on with Moose? Is Moose going to be coming with you, or is Moose staying there? What's the deal as far as what up, Moose?
He'll be, if we can make it work. I think they're cracking down on service dogs on the planes and stuff. So we were gonna sneak him on that way. But if we can travel with him, we do. He's the man, and he's a people dog. He just loves to meet new people, meet new friends. So yeah, hopefully he's traveling a lot with us.
I dig it. Scotty, it's always good to catch up with you, man. We're going to play You Time. I dig it. It's a smash, man. Thanks again so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Dude, absolutely. Appreciate you having me on, and hope to see you soon, man. Cheers.
We'll talk soon, man, for sure. Bye.